My name is Jonathan Pelto, and I'm
I grabbed your report by mistake. Okay, no problem.
Jonathan Pelto. I'm a candidate for governor under the new Education and Democracy Party. We are a party that's dedicated to more support for public education, reducing the tax burden on the middle class, putting an end to the corporate welfare system that Malloy has gotten out of control, where we're giving hard-earned taxpayer funds to very successful companies, and also trying to deal with the massive cuts in higher education that are leaving a lot of middle-income families unable to send their children to college. So tend to be more on the liberal side, but there are a lot of issues like a strong opposition to the Common Core. I feel like it's inappropriate for the federal government. It's perfectly fine to have standards, but we should develop those standards on our own. We have good standards. In fact, some of them are better than the Common Core. And there's nothing wrong with trying to have the same more or less standards of New York or Massachusetts, but why we should be forced to have the same standard of Louisiana is just absurd. So it's one of these issues where you see people, I'd say, more populist, whether they're conservative populist or liberal populist, coming together and saying that there's really a common enemy here, and that is our government has gone amok. It's lost contact with reality. It's lost contact with the middle class. It's lost contact with working people. And the differences between us, as important as they are on some social democratic issues, is nothing compared to the destruction of our country. And so I think we'll see a lot more conservatives and liberals working together to say, we need to change this.
I remember when I went to college, the costs were a lot less than they are now. Of course, we've had inflation. But what do you think the student loan program has contributed to the super inflation of the cost of a college education?
That's right. I mean, there's a lot of issues, but one of the issues is that universities, and now increasingly even colleges, know that because the students can just take on debt, and because they will, because the only way to succeed is to have some kind of an education. It doesn't have to be a 4-year degree, and that's part of our problem in our society is that, I know kids who I went to school with who went into HVAC, and they're making twice what I make, and they went to a good technical school, and then a technical college. So first off, one of the things we have to say is that there's nothing wrong with all of the other kinds of choices that people make. But then secondly, because you can take out these loans, unlimited amounts of loans that the students take out or the parents take out, the colleges are jacking up the cost. And then what's even worse with that is while you can, I suppose, go to bankruptcy and get rid of all your other debt, the debt that hangs with you. You can be irresponsible with your credit card and you're allowed to walk away from that. You do the right thing and get educated, and that drags you down for the rest of your life. So when I sent my kid to college, I put the loan in on my name because I don't want the kid to not be able to buy a home or a car. And it's changed the notion of the middle class. I mean, my goal in life now is to pay off my house mortgage and take my kids' student loans with me when I cross over. And the notion that the middle class, that's your goal in life, is to now take on the debt so that your kid has a chance, as opposed to saying we'll leave a better world to all of our children. So it's one of those issues, again, that's bringing people together from the right and the left to say the banks, the government, they've teamed up to rip off hardworking people.
Hey, Todd, look. I was going to say the same thing.
I thank you very much. I've never met you before. You make a lot of common sense. Good luck in your campaign, and may the best man win.
Thank you very much. Let's hope so.